All right, good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? How is everyone? Do a quick check here. Audio is good. So let's see what happens here. What happened here overnight? Oh my goodness, we had another big push up overnight, didn't we? There, 3 a.m. Another big push up. Well, interesting. Not in love with that, to be honest with you, because when we have those big pushes overnight, sometimes we don't move very much during the day. So, yeah. Let's check what Mancini had to say on the ES for today. Fantastic follow through in ES. This week, my target was 43.70 support. Off 43.70 was 44.28. After holding 43.70, we hit 28 overnight and cleared. Major win for the Bulls planned today. Bulls must defend 44.42. Dip or base there. 25 to 28 is support. As long as this holds, 65 is incoming. So we're right there at 30 right now. So 25 to 28 support there on the ES. Well, kind of tested that 28 right there just a moment ago. Kind of tested it. How's it going, Samir? Good morning. Good morning. Well, guess we'll see what happens here at open. Kind of feel like we might push up. Maybe we pull back, test the VWAP. I don't really know. Where's the VWAP on the ES, though? Yeah, the VWAP's down at the 23, so that would be losing that support if we test the VWAP. For sure. Losing the support. Got about 5 minutes here for the market opens. 4 minutes. What the world's going on here? Trying to pull something up on my phone and just ain't happening. It is not happening. Oh well. We'll mess with it later, I guess. I don't know. It's not coming up. Not coming up. Doesn't seem like anything's working. What's the deal? Telephone. I don't know. We'll deal with it later. We will deal with it later. So let's kind of see what we're thinking about here at Open. How'd you do in London, Samir? I didn't get up to trade. I wasn't pretty tired yesterday. I kind of figured that I probably wouldn't get up, but looks like we had a big move up. Pretty easy read from what it looks like, but who knows, in real time might have been different. I do have a pivot down at the 83, 84 area there on the NQ. ES back to the 28 now, coming into open. So right there, 28, 25. I guess we could move back to the 25 and we'd only be a point or two off the VWAP there. So maybe a little pullback into the VWAP at open. Kind of be, I mean, it's pretty big pullback there on the NAS, about 45 points, but we do have that. We do have a gap to the downside, right? Where did we close at yesterday? Yeah, I mean, we closed like in that 410 area on the ES. I don't know if those gaps are going to be getting filled today. Took one trade, made 300 back, then went back to sleep. Yeah. Green is green. All right. Got less than a minute here at open. Let's see what happens. Going to kind of be patient that first 15 minutes. That's kind of the plan. It's what we said yesterday, and then we dug a hole, like a $700 hole that we had to dig out of. So doesn't mean we won't take a trade. Just going to try to we do take one, make sure it's proper setup there. I got a little lightsaber to the upside there. Well, that's interesting. Is the pivot at 93 or 83? It's in two different spots on two of my charts. All right, market's open here. ES pulling back. See what it does. See if it wants to test that 25 level there. Bouncing off 28 so far. Nasdaq back to the 80. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Appreciate it. NAS down to 70 here. NAS selling. ES is not. ES holding the 28. Which would lead me to believe that we're going to bounce on the NAS here soon or either sell on the ES. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? Yes, 27.75 there. Hold in there so far. I might take a trade on the ES today. Kind of put my little high to high trend line here. We break out of that trend line. I'm probably going to take a long potentially on the ES there. Just kind of watching the NAS here, holding up there at the 70. So if we kind of break back above the 30 on the ES, I'll probably participate long here. Put my stop just below the VWAP. If we break back above 30. Nasdaq looking a lot weaker than the ES so far. No trades yet. ES testing that 25, approaching the VWAP. Nasdaq trying to push back up here a little bit. All right. See if ES holds that VWAP there. Nasdaq already pushing back up. Nasdaq pushing back up here. Trying to retest that 90. ES trying to follow suit. Alrighty. Nasdaq just whipsawed all the way back down. Looks like the Nasdaq wants that VWAP touch. I did take a long on the ES here, so might get stopped for break even. I just tried it real quick, see if we'd pop. We might get stopped. I already got my stop in. Yeah, stopped out there for break even. Just figured I'd jump in a little quicker, try to, because it looked like we were holding there. But now the NAS is kind of selling back down, so just going to kind of, I'd rather get stopped for break even there and see, because we could lose the VWAP. Nasdaq testing the VWAP here. Yeah, still holding up. Oh, yeah, I saw you tweeted, Samir. I read it. We read it already. Basically saying we got to hold that 22 or we sell. If we lose 22, we sell to 11. If we get back above 28, I might take a long on the ES. Testing the 23 right now. First 15-minute candle looking all red so far. Yes, testing that 22 there. Bouncing directly off 22 right now. Just kind of watching here, see what happens. This is kind of the line in the sand where the bulls need to hold. If we're going to push back up to those highs. ES losing the 20. Losing the 22, I mean. Testing the 20 now. All right, we're going to take a short here on the ES. We're losing the 22 level, so just got my stop at the 24. So risking 4 handles here. Target the 12. If it gets back above 22, we'll just kill it for a loss. So risking 200 for a potential 400 here. Looks like it wants to get back above that 22. Nasdaq kind of finding a bottom there too. Just waiting here for the sellers to come back in. The momentum to the downside kind of slowing here a little bit. The dog said go long. I'm short. Can't go long if we're short. Although if we get back above the VWAP, we probably will go long. I got my stop at 24, which is just above the VWAP on the ES there, so. All right, I'm going to kill that there for a loss. ES is retesting the VWAP here, kind of holding that 22 level. Nasdaq right there at the VWAP. Volume kind of coming in here. Going to participate long on the NQ over here off the stream. Oh, I didn't even notice we were at the 50. That's horrible. How in the world did I not see that? Guess that's what happens when you're watching more than one thing. Probably going to get stopped here. Got stopped out there. Oh, well, okay. I didn't even notice we were at the 50. Got to be more attentive there. Can't believe I didn't notice that. I longed right into the 50. I mean, what are we doing? All right, first 15-minute candle's kind of printed here. Kind of looks like we're going to get a push back up. That's what it looks like here. Quick push back into the 50 here. Should get through there this time. I'll take a long here on the ES. Got it back above 24. It's going to target 31.50 maybe. So made most of that loss back on that first stupid trade I made in the I was down $300 there. Now we're only just down 25. See if this ES can get going. Now it's pulling back to the 50 here. So target 3150 on the ES here. Stops at 2050. Come on. All right, well, that's not a good start. Going to stop us out here. And we're stopped. All right, I think I'm done with the ES. That's why I don't trade it. Too difficult to read for me. I don't know. Looked like it was going to break out there. Got back above the VWAP strong, and then just pulled back. Now we got some ground to make up over here. Now she looks like she kind of wants to sell. Who knows what's happening? Just chopping around here, not making a decision. Kind of watching here. ES bounced in this area earlier. Kind of marking out this 15-minute range here, but I'm going to switch back to the 5-minute over here. Seeing if this thing breaks to the downside here. All right, we're going to participate short here. Should be able to get this sell down. Kind of move the target down here, lock in some. Shouldn't have moved it, but that's okay. I wanted to lock in 300 there at least. Try to give us a little chance to get back to even here after starting off pretty bad over there on the ES. Guys, I made a decision yesterday that I'm going to trade these funded accounts. How I trade, and if I lose them, I lose them. I'm not, because I sit on my hands. I don't trade them. And then I take bad trades at the end of the day. So there's no point in doing that, right? Should trade them how I trade them, how I got them funded, and go from there. So look for a little pushback up here, and then we'll look to maybe re-enter short. ES down to the 15s now. So the original entry, I mean, if I would have just had my stop a little higher there short, I don't know why I didn't wait on that. Should have been a little more patient on that short on the ES. It's probably my fault there, but I'd like to see this thing maybe push back up, retest this 15-minute range in that 17 area, and then kind of sell off the rest of the way. So would have hit our target there at the 06 had I just not moved the stop. Story of my life. Story of my life. We're up 175 on the Bulenox account off the stream here. I did take that loser, start the day, $300. So, like to see a little pushback up here, and then we can re-enter short potentially once again for this continued move down. So let's kind of wait here. Maybe a move back up into the 25. I don't know. Possibly. May not push back up much more. I guess it did trade up into like that 15 area. I like to see a little bigger, a little more of a pop back up here, but Might not get it. I don't want to be taking a short into the whole number there. If we got a little room, then I don't mind, but not enough room to speak of right now. Like a little pop back up here. Nope. Testing that 15,000, I'd imagine it's probably going to pop back up from there. All right, still hanging out right here at the 15,000 level. Kind of traded below it, pushing back up here. Let's see if the sellers come back in and push it below it, or if this is just kind of, I think sellers probably push it back below. So we are looking for our mechanical setup now. 10 o'clock, so we're looking for the first 5-minute fair value gap to form. We'll take a trade based on that. All right, no problem, Samir. See you, guy. Appreciate you watching. Just waiting for the sellers to come in here, push this thing on back down. Not showing up yet. We are right there at the whole number, so got to be careful. Holding up so far. ES kind of held up right there at the 12. Mancini said 11 was the next down. Followed by 05. Kind of finding some solid support right here. Holding up pretty well here. Would have expected a sell-off already. That 15,000 number is pretty solid so far. Might push back into that opening range there. Let's see. Looks like that's what we are about to do. Almost back up into the 20. Get above 26 here. Might be a little interesting on the NQ. Feel like we sell back down. Maybe we retest that VWAP one more time here. I don't know. Gonna zoom out here a little bit. Did kind of take that liquidity there. Interesting. So once again, guys, we still are looking for the mechanical setup. We are going to take that today. If you didn't join us yesterday, we lost about $800, $780 on the mechanical trade. Testing out a mechanical strategy, trying to see how it does. So retesting that 15-minute range there. See if sellers come in here or if they just push it on up higher. It's going to go one way or the other. Feels like maybe a push higher is coming, but I don't know. At least short term. We let the market tell us. There's some buyers coming in here, trying to anyway push it up out of the top of that 25 range there, maybe 29 next up. See if we can get there. I took a little long there, got stopped out for like $100. A little shallow ABC was forming there, and now it's going. Might have got in there a little too soon. ES testing that 20 level again. NQ kind of approaching the VWAP there. VWAP at the 40. Possible move up into the 58s here if we can get above that VWAP. Maybe we'll get a little move back into the high of day here. If we get above those 58 area. Selling back down here just as quickly as it went up. Interesting. I guess not surprising. I think we're going to continue to sell here. See if we can get a quick move down into that 07, 08 kind of area. Kind of be the idea. Did not want to do it just yet. Popping back up there. Got a little volume coming in now. See if we can get above that 35. It's kind of where we turned down at earlier. Testing it now. Let's see. Is it going to push through there? Got the VWAP right there at 39. I'm doing all right, study time. How you doing? Doing all right. We're down $55 right there and up $75 off stream. So basically even. Basically even. Nothing to speak of yet. ES trying to get above that, or I'm sorry, NAS trying to get above that VWAP there. Looks like it's doing it. Testing the 50. I'd like to see the this push up into the 60 potentially. How are you doing today, study time? You green? Kind of getting a little pullback here. Let's kind of see what happens. 50 area. This thing pops back above 50 here. We'll probably participate long. Let's see. See what happens. You took 89. You took a short at 89. I hope to kill it too. Nice. So 89, you took the short up here. Yeah, that's nice move down. Nice move down. Oh, I gathered it was a short. That's a nice move down for sure. Nothing wrong with being done for the day after a nice short. I took a short too on the ES, but I guess I had my stop too tight. Only had 4-point stop and it stopped me out. Then I tried a long. It stopped me out there too. But we got it back on this short over here. So we were down to about $350, something like that. So, all right, let's see if we get this moved back up here. Trying to push. See if volume comes in here. We can take another long once we breach 50. With that move into 56, 60 area. All right, took a long here. Looking for 57.50 would be the target on my first contract here. I want to see the buyers come in here and push it on up. Where you at, buyers? Give me 57.50 at least. All right, stopped out there for minimal. $80, I think. My stop moves at 16 ticks. So at 16 ticks, it gives me +4 offset. Might be a little tight, but I don't want to be stopped out for losses today if we can avoid it. So up 155 now. I think it probably still pushes, but we may need a little more of a pullback here. Before we get going. It was only 3 ticks off of my take profit on my first contract, so kind of feels bad, but what can you do? So no 5-minute gap to speak of yet, guys, for the mechanical entry that we're looking for. No 5-minute gap. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just taking these little shallow ABCs, and sometimes I'm not looking for much. Usually 4 or 5 handles. Well, kind of rejecting the VWAP there. ES rejected that 22 area. Sellers trying to come in kind of heavy here. I want to check this 1-minute chart. I don't have it pulled up. Oh, well, that doesn't look right. It's the 1 hour. I don't know, considering a long here, but it's kind of, wish this thing would have broke that swing high there. It didn't. If it broke that swing high there, I think I would take the long. I'm going to trail this a little bit tight if we get going. I'm not in love with it, but because I'm certainly much higher than I'd like to be here. Just kind of thinking maybe it would just go. I don't have the 1 minute chart pulled up. I didn't have it pulled up to see. I mean, like I said, I would like for it to have cleared this here to make me feel a little more comfortable about it before it kind of came back down. But these are still relatively equal highs, probably a good target if you're going to take a long, but kind of missed the entry on that one. Thing could just sell back down, of course. Getting some buyers coming in here now. It would have worked out there, but just didn't quite trust it. ES kind of rejecting the VWAP there at the 22 level once again. Unable to get back above that 22. Looking like it might just sell off here, to be honest. Might just want to sell. Might just want to sell. Let's see these sellers come through here. Push this thing on down. There we go. Little tidal wave to the downside there. Just took a little short there, up 425 now off stream. Still going. ES back to the 16 here. Back to the 16. Possible move back down into the maybe 95 area. Take out this low. See if we get a little opportunity to enter here. We get a little push back up. 28. I want to see a better, I want to see more of a pushback up than that. That's not what I consider a push up. So, may just go without us. We'll see a little bit of buy volume come in here. It's kind of give us a push back up, maybe to this down close candle, 27, 28 area. Then we can kind of start selling back down. I'm being careful here. So I am waiting. I realize it traded right to where I wanted it to, but still waiting for confirmation here on the WADA. Waiting for a little confirmation. See if we get this pushed down. Come on. Might get stopped here. Move the stop too fast there. Come on, you can do it. Feels bad, but I really should have took the entry where I wanted to, but I wanted to wait for confirmation. And I moved my stop there. No real reason to move the stop, honestly. I mean, it still looks fine. And there it goes. So 1650 down to 05, so we would have got our full 10 handles there. Got to stop moving that stop. Not going to move it anymore. This is really the only account I do that on. I don't really do it on the other ones too much, but A-Ride, when working on your PA accounts for the 50 gig, what kind of size are you using? One contract, A-Ride. One contract, that's it. No need to take more than that, honestly. All right, well, I want to see this thing trade down into the 95 area again, probably. That's what I'm thinking. Just move the stop there for no reason. Feels bad because there's no reason at all to move the stop. But we did. Could have just taken the short at 30, but I wanted to wait for confirmation over here on the WADA, so. Still no fair value gap over here on the 5-minute chart to speak of. 30 more minutes left for one to form, or there will be no trade on that one. We'll see on that setup. Yeah, if you're using micros, A-Ride, I would say 5 micros if you want to reduce size a little bit. I guess that's half of a mini, right? So 5 mics. See, this is my problem. I would have this short already done, but now I'm thinking of re-entering here, and I'm not going to do it. Because then it's a worse entry and not as likely to work there. Kind of trading into the whole number too. I think if this ultimately pushes us down maybe into the 95 area. And there's 95. Really quick and swift right through there, huh? Yes, all the way down to the 10s. Sellers coming in strong here now. Probably going to get a little bounce back above 90. Yeah, no problem, A-Ride. If you guys are new here, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for me. Like the video. Feel free to chat down below. There's 90. Going to have a little 90 drama probably. Pivot down to the downside, 908. Quite a ways. That short off that 30 sure would be looking good right now, but even the one off the 16. That's the thing. I was never really in the red on the trade. I mean, there's no real reason. This really just came back, ticked me out, and then went. There's no reason for me to move my stop there, but that's the pain of what I do. So moving our stop here would have worked out. Moving our stop here would have worked out. No more touching the stop. I mean, it's okay to move it to break even if we're up like 125 on the trade. I think that's okay, but $30, $40 just doesn't make sense. Shouldn't really even be moving it at all. Only looking for 10 points after all. So maybe get a little pushback up here. It's kind of thinking we reclaimed that 90 there for a moment. Or did we? Well, I guess we did. I wasn't even looking. Yeah, I kind of wanted to see a move back up there a little bit, but I didn't really get it. Might have a pretty move. We may have a pretty large move down here continuing. Do you think we push back to the 950s? I'm thinking 870. If you zoom out a little bit here, there's room to the downside quite a ways. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention here. Okay. So we'll see where this candle closes. We may have a gap here on the 5-minute. I mean, we have potential down to 870. Whether or not we can make it there, who knows? But it depends on if the ES loses that 4,400 level. If it loses that, then we just kind of waterfall. But would have to have the ES lose that 4,400 in order for us to sell down like that. But let's see what Mancini says. Just tweeted. So he says back to square one after a rally off 70 yesterday. He was looking for a dip off 42. Taking us all the way back to 44.05. Support is here. And 92.94. This is a must hold. If this zone falls back to 70, possibly new lows. So just what he's thinking. So we'll see where this candle closes. If this gap stays here or not. We're going to take this mechanical entry. If you guys are new here and you don't know what's going on, we're testing a mechanical entry where we look for the first fair value gap created after between 10 and 11 a.m. And we're just taking a mechanical entry with a set 2-to-1 risk to reward. So if we got a 30 handle stop, we're looking for a 60 handle take profit. We only move our stop once we reach 1.75 risk to reward. We move the stop to 1-to-1 risk to reward, and that's where it stays. So we either get stopped at 1-to-1 or we get our full 2-to-1. There was a double bottom there at the 44.05s on the ES, so you might get a pop up here. This could be kind of a reversal area too. To have a double bottom there at 44.05. Really almost like a triple bottom. So if you're not following Mancini, this is who I recommend you guys follow. If you trade the ES, he has a lot of good information. Adam Mancini on Twitter. And I'm on Twitter too. Same handle as my YouTube. Methodical Man. I don't post that often, but I do post sometimes. So kind of retesting that 15,000 level there. We'll push back up. That's kind of the turn back area. I mean, you can just kind of draw a line right there. You can see these down close candles. The bodies are up a little higher, but that's kind of your potential downturn area. Get back above that 15,000 and get going here, and all bets are off. But ES back to the 11 area. That was the support before, so that should be kind of your resistance area now. Get back above the 11, 22 is probably back in play. Doesn't mean it'll make it there, but it's just in play. All right, looks like this gap's going to be left open, so we're going to be taking a short here, just based on the mechanical analytics. So 99 to 30. What is that? 32 handles, so we need 64. So if we're short off of 99, oh God, my math is so bad. 36, 35. So that would be 99. I got to do some math here because let's do the math. 31 minus 99 or 68. That's not right. 15,031 minus 14,999. 32. 32 times 4. 128. No, wait. $256. Custom. So 256 times 0.75, 192. 192. And we would lock in 32 times 4, 128. All right, I think I got this thing set up right. We'll see. 99. Sell. All right, so we're short. Not loving it, but this is, this is the mechanical setup that we're taking. So I really want to see the ES stay below 11. That ES gets above 11, not going to be in love with the setup here, but let's see what happens. So once we get to, if we get to, what did I say it was? 32 times 2. Is it 32? Yeah. So 64 times 0.75. Got to do math. So once we get to 48 handles in profit, we would move our stop to 32 handles in profit, assuming we get there. So at 48 handles, so 14,999. So at 14,951, we would move our stop to 14,967 if we get there. Let's just see what happens. So this is just our mechanical entry. It's around a 50% win rate. So half the time it wins, half the time it loses. This needs to be at 31. There we go. So basically, we're risking 32 handles, $640 for 1,280. So strict 2-to-1 risk to reward here. It's kind of a very similar area to the short that we took yesterday that failed. We lost 780 on this setup yesterday. I think a very similar area. We got short at like 97. They ended up failing, but we'll see what happens is all we can do. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Appreciate it. Does help the channel. So ES retesting the 11 there. Getting back above it. Not in love with that. Like the ES to stay below 16. If it kind of gets above that 16 area, 1550, 16, then we probably will be stopped out on this trade. So well, let's just kind of see what happens here. If we get stopped, we get stopped. Not that big a deal, but not selling off yet. That's the thing with these trades, with the mechanical trades, you could literally hold these until the close of day if it doesn't hit your target or your stop. So you just have to be patient with it, let it do its thing, see where it takes you. See where it takes you. If you guys are interested in trading futures, we do have a coupon code for 50% off Apex in the banner above. We have a link to Bulenox in the description with a 40% off coupon. That's my coupon. However, if you look to the left here, or to the right, I don't even know what side it's on. I think it's on the left. That little square with that Path 50 and Path 100 code in there, that's going to get you 90% off. It's not my code. Don't know whose code it is. Don't really care. Just want to kind of give you guys the best deal possible. So if you need an account, Bulenox will be the way to go as far as price right now. 90% off. Can't beat that. So feel free to use that code if you like. Just kind of watching here, and nothing for me to do here until we move away from this whole number. Obviously, I'd like it to move to the downside, but it could go either direction here. I'd like the ES to lose the 4,400 level. That'd be ideal for me, obviously. Holding up there kind of at the 44.11s right now. Like I said, that's kind of the line in the sand. If it starts moving up from there, then we're in trouble on these mechanical entries anyway. Sellers coming in. Let's see if the sellers pop in. Well, I forgot where we were at. I was about to take a short. We're at the whole number. What's wrong with me? I forgot again. Nope. We're at the whole number. No shorting into the whole number. Can't be doing that. Sellers didn't come in yet anyway. ES breaking up into the 12s. Not in love with that. Trying to anyways. Testing 12 right now. Testing the 12 area. All right, kind of getting above 12 there. 1225, 1250. Got to hold this thing down over here on the ES, otherwise we're just going to get stopped. Looking like we're going to get stopped already. Yep, breaking up into the 13s here. $14. See, this is where I'm gonna struggle with this, because once I see the ES pushing above a level that I know it shouldn't push above if we're gonna continue to sell, I want to just take it off. But that's not how it works, so we will just let it go. We're gonna get stopped here. Don't want to say for sure, but I'm pretty close to for sure. Again, these mechanical entries only work half the time, so you're not looking for, you know, it's not one of these things where it's going to work very often. Half the time, that's it. So, and see, I would have liked to have killed it once the ES got kind of above that 12 area, but that's not how it works. We'll try it again tomorrow. That's all we can do. $650 loser there. Wasn't in love with that. We kind of filled the gap on the ES to, or the NAS to the downside, and then, or the ES, and then ripping back up off the 05s there. So Wasn't in love with it, but that's the thing about a mechanical entry that takes your discretion out of it. So if the ES lost that 4,400, I think we would have had a sell party, but it didn't do it. It's okay. It's quite all right. Approaching the VWAP here. So we'd like this to get above the VWAP a little bit, pull back, test it, and then continue higher. We can participate long. Actually, let me change back. Oh. So it's already above the VWAP here. Let's see. 3 minute. See a little pullback here, test this VWAP. And then we can kind of look to get long. Yeah. So waiting for some buy volume to come in here. I would have taken this long, but the 50 levels right there too. I'd like to see a retest of the VWAP. Pull back into that 35, give us a little room here. Let's see if we can get this pushed through the 50 here. I don't love longing into the 50. I'd like to get a little pullback, or either we get above 50, turn 50 into a little support there. So that's the only thing about me taking these mechanical entries. I kind of don't pay attention to what's going on the other stuff. And I mean, this was a pretty clear breakout long there. So I was just saying that's why I didn't love it on the short, but that's just the mechanical part of it. Yeah, me too. So again, a little bit of a pullback here, and probably not quite enough. Let's see if this thing continues to pull back. All right, so a little pullback into the 40s here. Let's wait. Let's see. I'd like it to retest this VWAP here, to be honest, but ES approaching that 18. It wasn't much of a pullback there, but we'll take it, I guess. If the buyers come in, we'll take a long here, north of 50. I don't see any buyers yet. I only see sellers. We're still trying to push, so it's a bit odd. A little bit of a divergence there, which might mean we may turn back down here. It's pushing up on no buyers usually means a turn down. So I want to take the short now that I see this. And we're going to wait. See if the buyers show up or not. How's it going, Predator? How's it going? I'm so tempted to take a short here. Well, it's got a divergence going on here on the WADA. It's red volume on the WADA, but we're moving up and holding 49.50 area, which usually means we're going to sell down. Looking on the 10-second chart here. Down a little. Yeah, I'm good. I'm down too, Predator. You can see the mechanical strategies here on the left. So down 653 on that. Down 49 or $50 on the Express funded account there. So if the buyers come in, they can rip this thing up pretty quickly here. But as long as these sellers hang out here, I don't know. It just kind of feels odd that the sellers are. I mean, it's not huge volume by any means, but it's not buy volume. Kind of a tricky area. My instinct says long, but what I'm seeing on the chart says short would make more sense, but I don't know. All right, buyers trying to come in here. Let's see what happens. See if they push it into 60. See if they push it into 60. Well, they showed up for a second there, and then they went back home. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. My instinct says long, but the chart's telling me short. And you see that there. So I was just thinking we would sell down there. I mean, not huge. I mean, it's not like it's going to be a huge pullback. Might, but... you know, if this is your thing, it's kind of bull flagging a little bit here on the 3-minute chart. So you'd wait for the breakout there. But you do have that whole number there at the 50, so that's a bit concerning. As the buyers show up and we get above 50, we get a quick pop here. But let's just see. I want to see the buyers come in above that explosion line strong there and push this thing up. Yeah, it's kind of hanging out there at the 15-16 area. Sellers coming in again, pushing her down. Having problems here. Having problems. VWAP incoming. VWAP incoming, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. You know. There comes the sellers. ES back down to 11. Nasdaq testing the VWAP. The VWAP. So now what you're looking for, maybe a little push back up, retest this VWAP, and then you could potentially take a short. Just be careful here because this could push back up, but kind of want to look and see about this 30 area, 33. Little retest. Holding up there. Holding up here. Let's see with this little B leg back up, how high it takes us. Sergio, you would be very surprised if you do not sweep that 55 liquidity. Short. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking for a long here. Just waiting here. Sellers come in, and then I'm going to participate short. All right, we're short here. See if we can't get this pushed down into the 17. Want to see the sellers come in here strong. I realize ES is at that 11 area. Not in love with that. Give it a moment to see if the sellers can push it on through there, though. Pretty sure they can. Just need to get them pushing in here. All right, now we will go to break even. And look for our target here. Come on. Come on, you got more. Come on, don't you? Do me dirty there. Well, we're kind of at support there on the ES, so I guess that's why it didn't really work. You're thinking long to take out the 55 triple top, equal highs. Yeah, we do got equal highs up here, but the thing is, the fact that it left this, I mean, it may not come back to get that until later today. You do have also, you know, I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to get back up. I mean, we may take that. You could. Now we're waiting on the C leg down is what we're waiting on. Still didn't really get the proper C leg down, but the ES is there at support, so the ES loses that 11, then we probably continue to sell down, but ES could hold us up here. Could push us back to those 55s that Sergio was talking about. Very well could. Very well could. I wouldn't want to take a long until we get above that VWAP strong. Still very, very low volume here. All right, study time. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Usually we like to see it in that 10 to 12 range, no later than that for the reversal stuff to come in, or for the continuation. So getting a little bit of, yeah. So we got a little sellers coming in here. Let's see if we can push on down to the 15s here. Don't know that we can, but we'll give it a try. Sellers kind of popped in there for a second, and now they're nowhere to be found. Yeah, we're kind of getting some buyers coming in here. Get above that VWAP there and get going. $80 away from passing the 150K. Awesome. Still need 3 more trading days. Took advantage of the 50% off. Hey, you can get it. Just chip away at it. Use those micros. Nothing wrong with that. All right, getting above the VWAP here on some strong volume. Well, trying to anyway. See if this thing kind of continues up here. ES back above the 11 there. Pushing on up. There's 50. Oh, good call there, Sergio. Good call. Target 15,100. A-Ride, you have PAs ready next week. Struggle is that threshold drawdown. Yeah. That's the only thing. I mean, if you can deal with that, you'll be fine. It's not that big a deal if you take profit. So now we just got a nice push back up. Are we gonna take these highs or not? Kind of stalling out there at the 50 again. ES right back at the 16. So if we get a little pullback here to get some energy to get through this 57 area. How's it going, Juker? Yeah, it's going all right. We didn't. This is our mechanical trade over here on the left. Second loser in a row. Second day in a row. We're down about 35 bucks. Off stream there, we're up 330. I think we were up like 575. We took a loser a minute ago. What you do? Yeah. Yeah, if you stick with the one contract day ride, really that drawdown doesn't mean very much. Or if you go with 5 micros or something like that, it's not really that big a deal. So this is kind of an ABC to the upside setting up here. Let's see how, hopefully that B leg, I don't want it to go much deeper than this right here. Really want it to stay kind of in this area. I don't know how much I love it now. It's deeper than I like it to be. ES back to the 11s here. Yeah, that's deeper than we like. You got the short from 15-114. Nice. It's deeper than we kind of like on that B leg now. So now we'd be looking for the short again. I mean, look at this. It still didn't take those highs. So let's just wait here. We're going to wait for a little push back up, and then we may try this short again. I don't know. Kind of trading in a range right here. Should get a move soon, though. I imagine we get a move soon, one direction or the other. This is going to sell, guys. I'm telling you right now, this thing is going to sell. ES is about to retest the 05s here, probably. We lost the 11 strong, so let's see if we get this. I like a little push back up, and then I'm going to take the short. Just a little push back up here. Just a little. Give me a little something. Stop 38. Now, if the ES regains the 11, I won't be in love with it anymore, but I want to see it stay below that. Stay below the 11. Just waiting. Woo! Buy volume coming in a little more than I like. Yes, testing the 11 here. Let's see what happens. I'm in love with that now. Still might take it if sellers come in, but so far, not in love with it. This push-up volume's not super high, though, so as long as it stays relatively shallow, we'll still take it. I might front run this a little bit. I'm going to take the short here. Stop's going to be at the 35 area. So let's see here what happens. Oh my goodness, ES is getting above the 11. I don't love it now. All right, I'm killing it. I tried to front run it there before the sellers kind of came in. You think we still sweep those highs? We might. We very well might. Gave back a little $110 there. I mean, I tried to front run the short a little bit. Still looks good for a short. I just didn't I didn't wait for the sellers to come in. That's the thing, like when I don't wait for confirmation, I try to get the best entry. Then sometimes I hurt myself. Waiting for confirmation is best, even though it compromises the entry a little bit. ES kind of above the 11s here, so just kind of waiting to see what happens. If you look at the 1 hour chart, we never closed below the 15,000. Now you're holding it as support the wick, so I think the rest of the day we push up. Maybe. ES has to get above 20. I think ES has to get above that VWAP for us to start pushing really heavy. As long as it holds that, which has held it pretty, it's held it pretty nice. Held the 05, bounced off the 05. We had a little double bottom there on the ES, so you could be right. You could be right. I mean, if we get above VWAP and get going strong, then, you know. Gonna have these buyers push this thing on up. Went to break even at $100 here, so we'll see if we can hit our target. I mean, buyers still look good, but got to get it to go. Push into the 48 shouldn't be too much to ask. Just watching the volume here. If the volume starts to tail, I'm going to kill it. But I'm going to take it off right there for a little winner. Volume's kind of tailing off there. It's kind of my sign to take it off. Probably better than moving the stop. Now volume's, yeah, it's still tailing off a bit here. It may pull back into the VWAP and then kind of go. What you looking like over there? Yeah. Nice. A little pullback here. Maybe test this VWAP and then continue higher. Let's see what happens. ES went right back to that 16 level. Kind of rejected it. I mean, if this keeps doing what it's been doing, we're probably going to sell back down to the 1510. But let's see here. Really just kind of chopping around here, guys. Trading in a pretty small range. See, this is where the WADA saved me some money here because I would have got stopped out, break even there. Instead, we got the 120. Just watching the WADA as I saw that volume start to kind of show you guys over here. Saw this volume kind of, you know, start to do this sort of thing here. Whoop. So as soon as that candle right there did not make it above that explosion line, I closed it. Oh, what happened? I took the chart with me. I took the chart with me. Good job. Good job. I didn't even realize it at first. Yeah, you would think the highs would be taken. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So they probably will be taken, but ES has to get going here too, in my opinion. We got to get that ES above that VWAP in order to really have any chance to run those highs. We can run those 50s, but the high of day, we got to get the ES going. Little buyers coming back in here. Again, traded back down to the 15 area there. Kind of, you know, getting tighter and tighter here. Should have something happen soon, one direction or another. Smash that buy button with them. We're going to the highs. Juker said, "No, he only trades reversals. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever works for you." I did test this mechanical strategy, Juker, on the New York session. It's pretty promising, running at about a 55% rate over the last 4 months. Profit's pretty decent. I think it was 20, like it was $1,800 a week is what it came out to. Obviously, some weeks were bigger than others, but on average, about $1,800 a week. May was the only month that lost money so far. Or May lost what was it? 340 bucks. May lost. But it also May had the most trades. So we had like 8 winners, but 4 of the winners were stopped out at 1-to-1 using that 1.75, moving the stop to 1-to-1 at 1.75. Using that stop, 4 of the trades were stopped out 1-to-1. They would have been losers if we didn't move the stop. So all 4 of those would have been losers. So moving the stop at 1.75 definitely helped that there. Now in the London session, it's a different story, a much different story. It doesn't. Oddly enough, we had our only winner so far in the London, but based on my back testing, it's not worth it to do it in London. We're in the red quite a bit doing it in London, so not gonna do that in London anymore. We averaged 3 winners and 8 losers in London, so not those stats don't pay. So even though we're down over the last 2 days, I guess 780 yesterday and 650 today, we'll still just keep plugging away at it and see what happens. Here comes the sellers once again. This makes me want to just kind of sit on my hands here unless I'm just taking scalps until something happens. We're still just stuck in that 15-minute opening range. That's this box here. We're just stuck in that range. We didn't break out of it there for a minute, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to look into maybe using 2 contracts and taking one off. One off at maybe 1-to-1 reward. That's what I was thinking. And then letting the second one run. Or maybe 1.5. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. Use 2 contracts and see if that changes things, because we did have some winners that made it to the first profit target, so it would have made it to the 1-to-1, but it didn't make it to the 1.75 for it to move into profit. So maybe using 2 contracts might lighten the load on those losers. Not sure yet. Sergio, congrats on the 200 subs. It's been a while since you've stopped. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. It definitely took longer than I anticipated, but at least we got there, right? 200 subs. It's fine. It's kind of chopping around here, guys. I mean, you can trade this. This is kind of a little range here that you can trade, but you're just taking some scalps. Then you can for sure trade it, but trying to retest the VWAP here. ES still just chopping around in a range there as well, kind of between 10 and 15. Yeah, I like it on the scalps. They're not bad. That's all it takes. Use some of your strats as 1.5 risk to reward, move it to 1 reward, and perhaps 1.75, you move it to 1.5. That way you can trail it, so to speak. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense there. Yeah, I'm gonna go back through my back testing and tweak it with 2 contracts, maybe moving 1 to maybe taking 1 off at the 1-to-1 risk to reward, because I think doing that, you cut your losses in half, even if you get stopped out for a full loss. So if you actually, that would be break even, right? Yeah. So if 1 hits the 1-to-1 reward, then it makes it a break even trade at worst. Now, obviously, it increases your risk if both, when you are stopped out on both there. But a lot of times I think, I'm going to go back and look how many times it actually hit the 1-to-1 risk to reward and then stop me out. I want to say it was pretty often, but don't know for sure. I have to go back and look. So we're kind of testing the bottom of this little, whatever we drew here. Seller's trying to come in here. ES at the 1275. So yeah, there's still ways to kind of tweak it and play around with it. For now, we'll stick with the 1 contract, see how that goes. But it did have some promising results. I mean, 1 month we were up $8,000, another month $7,000. We had 1 week where we were up like 2,900. So I think overall 70 over the last 2 months it was 27. Was it 20? I'm sorry, 70, almost 80 trading days. What is that? 2, 4. I don't know. Math's bad, but it was like $20,000. So not bad. The back testing's promising, but the forward testing, I guess, will tell the story. So we'll see what happens there. Some buyers trying to come in here, see if they push this thing back up into the 30s one more time. You would think they would. Kind of watching it here, see if this thing's going to push or not. Not looking like it is. All right, get yourself some food. Sounds good. You guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. Guess they decided they wanted to chomp it around some more. I did finally get the email from Bulenox for one of my accounts, but they didn't send me the email for the other ones. So I'll get that Bulenox account active. And we'll be trading that tomorrow as well. Yeah, kind of a tough one there. Just trading in this range, see if we can get this breakout. It's going to come. Breakout, breakdown, whatever it is. Eventually. Really, the way this is kind of looking, if we get above that VWAP there, if we can just get above it, I think we take out. Because we're kind of consolidating here. So we can just break above that VWAP there. We probably take out those 60 area. As soon as I say that, sellers come bombing in here. So ES just chopping around between 16 and 10 over and over and over. Oh, losing it now. Losing the 10. Testing the 10. What happened there? That was interesting. It's kind of a lightsaber to the downside there. Kind of a lightsaber of volume to the downside. Are we going to retest 15,000 here? Is this thing just running stops before it just blasts it back higher? Is that what it's doing? Very well could be. Be careful here. could be what they're trying to do. Kind of testing that low to low trend line there on the 2-minute chart. Trying to trade through it right now. We're at the whole number there. Little bit of a pullback. Let's see here. I feel like I tried this trade earlier. ES tried to break through the 11s, tried to short, and I paid the price. So let's watch this here and see what happens before we enter. In fact, I'm not going to take it on that account. We'll take it over here if we do take it. We will take it over here if we take it. All right, ES back above the 11s now, so I kind of like the long now. Kind of like the idea of the running the stops there, but who knows? Let's see if the ES can get firmly above the 11s. It's right there at it. No, it did not. Back to 10. So if we see some sell volume coming in here, we will, well, whole number. It's the only thing. Whole number there, so let's be aware of that. If we were still up at the 15s, I'd be fine taking it because we'd have room, but 05, 06. Not loving it right there. Kind of holding up here, not pushing through there. So I was thinking this thing get some buy volume coming in here strong, then we may just push this back up. The ES gets back above 11 strong. Really, we'll just say 12. It's at 10.25 right now. As long as it stays below that 11 area, then we still have the chance of selling here. And there comes the buyers. Let's see. ES still not going just yet. All right, we should sell down here. We may pop back up a little bit here, but we should kind of sell down. See if the sellers come in and push this thing below that 15,000 level there, or if they hold it. ES right there at the 08. So it sold through. Kind of sold through. Bounced back up a little bit here. Kind of 90 would be, I guess, next up. That 90 area. Bouncing off that 15,000 area there. Let's see if the ES gets back above the 11 or not. Really wasn't a whole lot of sell volume there. It tried. And it just couldn't do it. So a little pushback up here into that 10 area. Just kind of waiting to see what happens here. Coming into noon here. About another 12, 13 minutes. ES pushed back up into the 10. We get above the 10 here on the NQ one more time here. I think we might push back into that 20 at least quickly. Let's kind of see what happens here. Volume trying to come in there. ES at the 09. Like I said, maybe a push into the 20 here potentially. See if we can't get that. This thing can go. Struggling to do anything. Not selling lower, not going higher, just chop. This is kind of dreadful, to be honest. It's not moving very much. Can kind of go in either direction here. Going to retest that 15,000 level again, I guess. And there we go. Swift move down there. Swift move down into the 95s. That was a really, really delayed B leg there. A long B leg. Before it gave us the C. It's kind of a choppy consolidation B leg there. You can see push down, it'll push back up, sell back down. Probably see it a little better on the 1 minute chart, I guess. Kind of this here. Push down, push up, down. Saw the volume coming in there. Took a little short for a few points there. Testing the 90 level now. ES down to the 06. Volume's finally showing up here. Would expect to pop back above 90. Before we take out the 74 level. That's what I would expect, but may not happen. So we get a quick little pop back above 90 here. ES tapped that 05 again, putting in a triple bottom. Not loving that. Is the Nas just going to put in a higher low here? ES got to get through that 05 level there in order for this thing to continue selling. That ES puts in a proper triple bottom. It's not going to be a good look. Could just bounce right back up here. That ES doesn't sell through there. Really don't want it to get back above 15,000 if we're going to continue to sell. We want to stay below there, and we want the ES to get below that 05 area. Strong. Just got to see what happens here. Yeah, still holding there at the 44.05. It's good bounce here. I'm kind of watching. See what the ES does first, I guess. Wouldn't be entering short here until we got some sort of confirmation there. ES testing that 04 level now. Kind of bouncing here. I almost want to take a bounce trade, but dangerous. ES did make a new low there. Nasdaq did not. See what we can get here. Just kind of hanging out here at the 05s on the ES. NQ trying to put in a double bottom here. Yeah. Are we going to bounce or continue selling? Feels kind of bouncy, but I don't know if I trust it. I'm going to try a little bounce trade here. Not going to risk 200. We're going to reduce risk. 6 handles here. I'm going to get stopped. It's fine. It'll probably go, but it's not a trade I'm in love with. But, man, it seems like it's going to bounce there. It really does. And it feels like we're putting in a double bottom here and that it's going to just bounce, but yeah, this could just sell back down, but feels like a long, oh well. We screwed that up, but that's okay. It's just being results oriented there. That is going to be the 3rd time today. So we did it here. We did it here. Well, I guess we didn't technically hit our target. It was 89. Got 90 coming up there. Top of the hour coming up here in a few seconds. I'll get a little burst up at the top of the hour here. Or a burst down. It's always the option. The other option. So ES trying to push lower here. Feels like it probably will. So far holding up. The 05s. So far holding the 05s. The ES can kind of get above the 05s and get going there. Then we get some sort of reversal back up. If it loses that 04 area where it's just kind of been holding, then we sell down. It's 50-50. Nasdaq trying to retest the lows. Well, not the low. All right, feeling like we might sell down now. The ES get through that 44 level, 04 level. Then we're probably going to go. If it just keeps holding it strong, though, not much you can do there. Well, all right, ES held that 05 level, now popping up into the 07s. Looking like we're probably going to get a little bit of a reversal here, back up. As quick as we say that. It holds up there. I guess we are at the 90, though. Just chopping around here, creating a little idiot box down here at the bottom. At the lows. Anyway, not the bottom. We don't know if it's the bottom, right? We don't know if it's the bottom. We're not sure. Maybe the bottom, may not be the bottom. Who knows? Just creating a little idiot box down here, though, right now. Yeah, just an idiot box, guys. Not much you can do here. I mean, this is just, you know, right in here. Idiot box. Want to go long here and target here? Okay. Go for it. Maybe. Let's see what happens here. I don't know, I feel okay about the trading on this account here. I missed a couple of, moved my stop here. Obviously moved my stop here and moved my stop here. And these two would have hit my profit target, or actually here, here, and here. And all of these would have hit my profit target, I think. I don't know about that one. Yeah, this one would have. If I remember correctly. It's kind of testing the 04s here again on the ES. Oh, goodness. Thinking about making a play off the bottom of this box, but as soon as I make it, it'll probably break it. Let's try it. See if we can't get a quick 5 handles out of it. And obviously the stop will be right there. I don't know. All right, now I'm going to go to break even here. Kind of just get stopped out. And then it goes. Oh, that dirty dog. The moment I go to break even, it just hits me and then goes. That's just dirty. I guess I should have waited another. Shouldn't have moved it, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. As long as we hold that 4404 there on the ES, then I think we kind of move higher. But who really knows? Not doing anything right now, though. Literally going sideways. I keep hitting that. Let's go to the. Look at the 1 minute charts. Nice little idiot box there. $15-minute chart. Got that triple bottom kind of look on it right now. Yes, retesting the 04s there. Sellers are trying to come in here. Nasdaq is trying to sell out of the idiot box there, but yes, still holding the 04s, so just kind of watching here. Not much to do. Until that ES loses the 04 level, then... I mean, I know we just made a new low there on the NQ, but... ES just holding strong there. Probably will be a swift move down if it loses it. We'll pop back up here. All right, ES losing the 04 there for a moment. We'll see if it continues. Should get a swift little move down here, I think. Just watching the volume here. So he has lost the 04 just for a moment. And then kind of gained it back there. He is holding the 04s back to 0375. Still below it, but not much. Need more volume. Here comes some volume. ES down to the lows. Making a new low. I want to see those sellers keep coming in here. There we go. Nice little push down there. All right, ES hit the 4,400 level hard there. So potential little bounce here. We hit 50. See if that ES loses the 4,400 level. It is so far. Nasdaq about to make a new low. Hit the low a day. 43. There's a new low. Seemed like we were waiting on that forever to go one way or the other, right? Forever. Finally made it through there. ES down to the 98s. Let's check how low can it go? I don't know. Zoom out here and see what we got. $92.94. It's kind of got a little more room down to the downside there. Maybe a little pushback up here. Pivot to the downside at 907. See if we can't get 28 on this move down. Possible 28. Where you at? 28. Where you at, sellers? Where you at, sellers? 96 on the ES. Yeah, let's do this the other way. ES holding up there at the 96, strong. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Feel free to chat down below. So ES holding up there at the 96. Maybe a little push back up. Hold that 4,400 level before it kind of continues this move down. So we had that little breakdown there, trying to push back up off the lows. Kind of approaching that 50 area here. Yes, retesting the 4,400s. ES gets back above that 4,404 there, and then maybe we move back to the upside here. But let's just see. I don't really know. There's still more room to the downside here. Kind of feels like we put in a little bit of a bottom here. I don't really know though. See if these buyers can come in here. Get this thing going. they're trying. It's got to eclipse that 50 strong there. Volume looks okay so far. Yes, trying to get back above that 4,400 right there at that resistance. Nasdaq sitting below the 50 there. The Nasdaq can get above 50 and the ES gets above that 4,400. We can get a little pushback up here. ES testing the 4,400 now. Could still just turn back down. Nasdaq retesting that 4,400 here. See if she can get going. So far the answer is kind of no, but it's trying. It's giving it the old college try there. Volume's just kind of non-existent right now. It's not making it. This does, we got some consolidation down here, so it's either going to consolidate for a move lower or going to kind of turn back up. Feels like a turn back up to me, but what do I know? ES got to get above that 4,400 if it's going to get going, though. We know that for sure. Has to get above there. And it's just hanging out right now. It's not doing anything. Kind of pulling back here. ES still at the 99. ES at the 4401 now. Finally doing something. See if it can go. Seeing if it can go. That pushed up into the 01 for a second. Kind of basing above the 4400 level here now, so I think we get a little pop here. Should get a little pop maybe into the 60s. We can get above the 50 there. Strong. There we go. ES up to the 02s. We're getting above the 50s there. Volume looking a lot better now. There's that 60 real quick. Really taking off now. Kind of a little wait to see a little pullback here. We can get a little pullback here, then we're gonna participate long there. Pull back maybe into the 55 area would be nice. Yes, kind of reclaiming the 05 area there. So just waiting, get a little pullback here, and then we can look to enter. Just trying to be patient, wait here. A little bit deeper here. And I'm going to take the long here. I want to see these buyers come in here and push this on back up. ES above the 05 there. So I could have got a little better of an entry here, but really happens to me every time when I try to just make this trade without waiting. And I'm going to move my stop to 50, just below 50. And just so unreal. I get the pullback, I take it, and then this B leg just comes all the way back and takes us out. Oh well. Oh well. Well, we got above the 05s there. It looked pretty nice on the ES, and then it just loses the 05s. And obviously, I know I took it off. I mean, my stop was, you know, what it was originally at 51 anyway, so this thing would have stopped me out had I not moved it anyway. Well, guys, I think I'm going to shut the charts down for the day. I think this is time to walk away. Sometimes you just got to pack it in. Just got to pack it in. So that's what we're going to do. We'll be live again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. for the New York session. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.